Welcome to Spotlight New England. I'm one of your hosts, Audrey McClelland.
And I'm Ashley Erling. So, Audrey, you know I enjoy cooking.
Yes, you do.
Which
and
actually,
you're good at it,
which
too.
actually is not a joke. I know that, like, I don't always give that off. But no, I do. I really enjoy cooking. And when I have the time, I love to, like, make, like, a nice meal, you know? Like, not a fancy one. Like, I'm not overly skilled or anything.
You made that great dip at
I know that Will.
What was the name of that dip?
Well,
the olives one.
Oh, that one. That was a different one because Will always talks about my buffalo chicken dip. Apparently,
I heard that's been a good one too.
I made the dirty martini dip.
It was so good.
I know, it was so easy.
I remember, like, I kept going back up and like feeling embarrassed.
So good. Yeah, apparently I'm really good at appetizers.
See?
But we have Nick Raybar on all the time on the road show.
Yes.
And he is just a wealth of information when it comes to cooking, but he is such an advocate for supporting local.
Yes.
In that way. And also just because it tastes fantastic. So when he was in, I was like, you know what? Let me get some tips from you.
Yes.
About cooking in season.
I love it.
So here's what he had to say.
Cooking is shopping and cooking with the seasons. Now, that may sound a little complicated and you may not know where to start, but your farmers do. So go to the source. We shop both for the restaurants and, like, personally at Four Town Farm once a week, where we just load up, get all of our great veggies, and when you go in there, look for the tags that say Four Town Farm, because they have a wide variety of different types of produce, but what's there and what's in season and what's freshly picked is labeled for them. Also, especially now during the summertime, Saturday morning at Lippert Park on Hope Street, the farmers market is probably one of the greatest farmers markets in all of New England. And those farmers have such a variety, not just of fruits and veggies, but of seafood, of lamb, of poultry, eggs, cheese. Like, there's just so much fresh and so much local available. You just got to know where to find it. So go right to the source.
So I actually thought that was so useful, and it may sound simple, and I'm sure Matt knows this, obviously, because he cooks all the time and he goes to these places. But, you know, I didn't realize that some of these places, for example, Four Town Farm, he was saying, like, they sell their own things, but they also sell other things.
Right. So I didn't know that.
So he really prefers to use what they grow there.
Right.
He was telling me off camera, because we continued to chat about this.
I can't believe you just said that, like, just like on a whim.
So,
like that.
on a whim. So, if you get the stuff that's local, not only is it, like, you know, better and whatever, it lasts so much longer.
Is that the key to it as well?
So much longer. So he was talking about he'll get lettuce there. He goes, I've had lettuce for, like, I think he said, like, over a week.
Oh, no way.
I was like, are you serious? I was like, I feel like lettuce goes bad so quickly.
Right away.
He's like, that's because they're getting it from other places. Now they're, like, losing their life.
Yeah.
In their travels to you.
See?
So that was, like, one tip. And then he could not stop going on about the farmer's market.
I have to go to, I've never been to that one in Providence
He was
before.
like, he was saying that, I don't think I have either. I've been to the indoor one a few times.
Yeah.
And I think maybe because in the summer you're just, you know, sometimes you're thinking, like, let me get to the beach, let me whatever.
Right, but still.
He said he will go there and get produce for them at home and the restaurant, for like a week. He said it's so affordable and it's the best quality. And they also have, like, other things there while you're there, like glass blowers.
Like, they have things like that.
Oh yeah, no, and like meat and stuff too, but like other vendors. He said you can get breakfast while you're there, you can get coffee. He's like, it's honestly like the best thing to do on a Saturday morning.
Oh, I have to check that out. Then my husband would love that.
I would love that. So just intrigued. And then he and I were going on about what's in season now.
What is actually in season right now?
So corn's in season. Corn.
He put corn on the pizza too.
So, and that's where this all kind of stemmed from, because if you go anywhere right now, there's a lot of things that are featuring corn, like corn risotto, corn pizza, just like corn in your salad. So we were chatting about corn for a while because I was like, Nick, don't laugh at me. I have a question. I was like, do you have to, maybe you'll understand this.
Yeah.
Do you have to cook corn?
What did he say?
He says yes, but not because, like, you have to, but because he just thinks it, like, otherwise, it's not, it doesn't do anything for him if it's not cooked. Like, you wouldn't get sick.
Right. But still.
Like, yeah, so like that, tomatoes right now.
He put the magic on the pizza today. Yeah. And he did say on the show today, on the road show this morning, that he got the corn from Four Town Farm.
Yeah, he said they have the best That's his go-to.
Go.
But if you're passing a local farm stand, whatever they have
farmers.
is probably
Absolutely.
in season. And grab that corn because it's
You gotta grab it.
It's August. It's like the height of corn season.
It is the height of corn season, right? So now I'm gonna know that. I'm gonna have Matt make something corn related. Maybe this week.
Yeah.
We'll see. But stick around too, because we have something else coming up that we just think is such a great idea. We're so excited with this, so the weather being the way it's in, going into fall. We're excited to talk to our next guest about what she's been brewing. So stick around. Welcome back to Spotlight New England. We're excited about our next guest. Michelle Girasole has been someone that I've known for years and years now. Michelle, we'll have to actually calculate how long it's been. But you're just this incredible dynamo, an entrepreneur. You're just such a hard worker, so determined. But this new venture, so it's FreshMaps.
Yeah.
This is something that I think is just so amazing for not only, Rhode Islanders, but anybody like Ashley and I were talking about this before, anyone coming to Rhode Island to visit, just want to explore. So welcome to the show. We're excited to hear all about this.
Thank you so much. Yes, we have known each other a while, and I love
It's been
that
a
you're
long
here.
time.
It's such a good show. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. I think probably, I want to say 20 years.
It's got to be that because it was way
Wow.
before Victoria was born.
Yeah.
And Victoria is now 12.
I didn't realize
I
that.
think
Yes.
you just had 2 boys at
I think
the
I did
time,
just have 2 at the time, yeah. And my oldest is almost 21, so that would track.
I know. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Here we are.
Here we are. Who would have thought? Right?
I love it. It's always fun to have a nice Rhode Island connection.
Yeah.
But you're
It
doing some
is.
amazing things now. Tell us, we're gonna get really deep into it, but tell us about this idea that you came up with.
Yeah, so I love FreshMaps. It's kind of a progression of career, right? When I'm 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, what do you do in your career? Like I was in digital marketing, and I was one of the first constant contact sales reps in the country, so that's a big deal. And a little bit of guilt for having people sit at their desks for so long, but also it's my experience with telling stories through technology. So this is a mobile app that tells new stories, tells old stories in new ways. So it gets people out in the world to find places and hear stories about the places while they're standing, almost like geocaching or Pokemon Go. You get to a place and something happens. So I'm creating these experiences through the mobile app.
Such a cool idea.
It really is, and especially too, we've said it so many times, not only on our show, but even when we've just been out together, that Rhode Island is full of history and full of things to explore that sometimes as Rhode Islanders, we don't take advantage of it, or we even don't know what's, dare I say it, in our own backyard.
Right.
So this,
No,
when
we
you've
definitely
created-
don't.
I mean, we really
that's
don't.
especially here in Rhode Island. It's very easy to get around, but yet you kind of just go to the places you go to
Right.
because
Yeah.
you like them and you enjoy it. But
It's different.
Yeah.
So talk to us about some of these experiences, though.
My first project is a perfect example of that. My 2023, I used to take my dog to Smith's Castle. You've heard of this in North Kingstown. People expect when they drive in to see a moat and a turret of stone, and it's this colonial house, right? And so it's
Okay.
very disappointing to people, but it is a spectacular place.
Yeah.
It's the oldest surviving plantation house in America.
Oh, no way.
It was built in 1678.
Wow.
And if you go on a tour there, the docents take you through 3 eras of history. Indigenous, it was a summer encampment, it was Roger Williams' summer home,
Wow.
his trading post, and the trade with the Narragansett Nation at the time. So very interesting.
Wow.
But you wouldn't know that if I just like to go and
Yeah.
walk my dog because it was pretty and there were gardens. And so I started working with them to tell these stories through this app. So we have a walking property tour with local historians telling the stories, and they love it because it's a new way to tell these old stories. So
Right.
you walk to the sycamore tree and you see a video drop down of children playing colonial games and what life was like then. And there's some revolutionary war history there. So it just kind of captivated my imagination and my love of history and the use of technology.
Wow, that really is
That's
so
very
incredible. History, I have a love-hate relationship with because in school you feel like it was forced upon you.
Yeah.
So you were not trying to do anything with it. But now as an adult, you hear these things and you learn these things and you're like, oh my gosh, how did I not know that?
Right.
Or
Yeah.
how cool is that? I love historical fiction, as you know.
Yes,
Yeah.
you do.
Now, and this is almost kind of a version of that.
I think in school we tended to learn about the political movements, the war, military strategy. And what's interesting is the humanities of it. For me, that's what I love. I learned about the Daughters of Liberty. Everybody knows the Sons of Liberty.
Right.
And I found out, and I won't go into the details, but Betsy Ross was really something else, right? She was not this old marmish, like Quaker with the sewing machine. She was like a young entrepreneurial widow who was connected in the Philadelphia circles and ended up making the flag, right? So when I heard that, I'm like, well, what are more stories? And our own General Nathaniel Greene, his wife Katie, again, something else. Like, I could use strong words. Like, if there was one person in history I could meet, I would go back and have like dinner with her.
Oh my gosh.
She was vivacious. She learned French. She went to all the encampments with them through all the battles. She got pregnant 5 times during the war.
Wow.
Right? But she was vibrant, and she brought life to these very depressing encampments and lifted the morale of the officers. She once had a 3-hour dance-off with George Washington.
Oh my God.
He challenged her to a dance-off.
What?
Like a stamina
That's
contest.
crazy.
So these are the stories I
Yeah.
get to tell. And Rhode Island was really cool. Like, had a lot of cool stories about the Revolution era. So right now I'm building 10 maps in 10 different towns to tell these stories.
Were you surprised by how many stories in Rhode Island that there actually were?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I was actually sitting in the North Kingstown Library, and this book calls to me from the shelf. It's called The Fire Center. It was written in 1976. I think you guys are younger than me, but I was 5 in 76. And I remember going on the tall ships, like the Bicentennial and the parades. And this book was that old. And it was Rhode Island's role in the American Revolution. And I'm reading it, and my jaw is dropping. I'm like, wait, that was connected? Like,
wow.
Yeah. So I had this idea, like, well, what if we had like a statewide scavenger hunt and people could just go explore these places? So I got a grant from Rhode Island Commerce to build
incredible.
it and work with all these historical agencies all around. Like Bristol was amazing. Right now, I'm taking 2 weeks in August to write the Newport, like the spies of the Revolutionary War in Newport. So you'll walk around Newport and learn what happened there. It's
What goes into it when you're building these tours? What goes into all that? It sounds like a lot.
It's a lot.
I was just saying, you must be doing all this research.
I get these ideas.
Yeah.
I've been lucky enough to work with historians who know the stories better than I do. So I work with them to build a script first, and then we go and shoot them telling the story. We put B-roll. I find images. Like, I've had to create images in AI because there's no, in Bristol, Mrs. Woodbury put her house fire out with cow milk, but that picture wasn't taken.
Weird that nobody has a picture of it.
So there's a lot of background work just to get the videos, and then I program on back-end software I work with is a company out of Barcelona. It's called MoveGo. MoveGo XR is the platform, and so I program the pins to have a video and then a trivia challenge or a puzzle or some mini game after you've learned to kind of reinforce the learning and make it fun.
Now, I mean, truly for you, I mean, when you're creating this, what are you hoping the user will get from it? Do you want them to like be entertained, to learn, like all of the above? Like, what are you hoping?
Yeah, I want them to be surprised about Rhode Island and how much people don't know about this state, especially if they live here already. So my goal was to build a tourism experience, but I'm finding like homeschool kids come with their families, and
yes, what a great idea.
Yeah, it gets them to the place where this history happened, and they learn, and it's not just a boring book, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
I love books,
but I love
Yeah.
books too. But it's kind of like going back to what I said before. Like, history book just has this like negative connotation to me.
Yeah.
Even though it's obviously not. Yeah. And so something like this, I think, can really help to kind of, just spark your curiosity and make you engaged with it. And it's just, to me, as the older I'm getting, so incredible to see these things that happened right where we are.
Right.
And that's where they happen. And we live there, we work there, we play there. And I just think that's incredible.
Yeah.
Tell us about some of the different ones that you have, though, because you have different areas, right?
Right. I'm kind of following my passion. I originally thought like, food and all of the hot spots, like a tasting tour, but I don't want people drinking and driving, so I reined it in a little bit. But one of the things that I just love, like I said, taking my dog for a walk in parks. Like I'd go to Wilcox Park in Westerly, and beautiful in the springtime. It's just a beautiful park. And I worked with Stephanie Osborne from Blissmore Stress Less to create Relaxation Quest.
I was just going to ask you
Oh
about
my
that.
gosh.
Yeah.
Tell us more.
So it's a mindfulness journey, right? It takes you out
love
of
that.
your environment and gives you a journal. And you know, you do this right on your phone. So
Wow.
videos of Stephanie and I reading a meditation, prompting a yoga pose. What are some of the
my
other things we
gosh,
do? So you go to different spots in the park, and you're
love
just
that.
like, it's a nature expression. We could do it in groups, so it's a sisterhood thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like just giving yourself time to hit the reset button.
I love that. And like, walk us through, like, you know, our viewers that are watching, like, walk us through. So they go to their phone and they download the app.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And then I have, it's almost like a ticket. I can show you, but you enter a QR code. So
Okay.
you download the app, and then you
Yep.
enter the QR code, and that brings it
prompt
up
you.
on your phone.
Yep.
And then you'll see a map, and you'll see where you are on the map, and you'll see the pins. So you just walk towards the next pin, and when you get there, there's no QR code to scan. There's nothing to do.
Yep.
It just GPS.
It
Oh my
automatically right there.
gosh. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
I love
easy.
that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
hadn't thought of the school component. I mean, here I'm thinking, what a great thing just to go out there and like
yeah,
learn.
explore your own
Yeah,
state.
but like you said, the homeschooling, and I mean, even like, you know, I mean, I'm very much like Ashley. I'm like a visual learner too. Like, so to get out, even have schools get involved, and to really have them like bring kids on these tours right here in our own state.
I am actually modifying it to be done in the classroom, because it's so hard to get
To get them
Yeah.
out.
mobilize
Yep,
kids.
yep.
And I believe we just passed a law that kids are no longer allowed to use cell phones in
Yes,
school.
it's true.
So there's that. But I have the YouTube videos, and I've done like trivia sheets, one-page sheets, and I submitted it to RISE as like a classroom resource. But then I'm taking it into senior centers.
Oh,
and
great
they
idea.
love
That's a
it.
great idea.
Yeah. It's been really fun to see how we can use this content in different ways.
You could take them on bus tours.
Bus tours.
Right?
That's how it originally started. I built one for North Kingstown to celebrate their 350th anniversary last year. They had me build a driving tour to the 8 villages: Wickford, Saunderstown, Quidnessick, so driving people around. And I said to the North Kingstown Senior Center, like, you have 2 buses, why don't we use them and get these
Right.
people?
Yeah.
And the technology limitations and the bus scheduling, they're like, why don't you just do like an armchair tour?
Yep.
And come in. And so we did it, and there were like 40 of them. They
Oh, they loved
That's
it. Must have loved
fantastic.
it.
yeah, they
Yeah.
learn things, and they get to see videos and hear the historians.
Things
and,
they care about. You
Right,
know?
absolutely.
yeah, it creates a sense of place.
Yeah.
Like they feel connected to the community.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
you have had such, an unbelievable like career path. Do you feel like this is, like you said, and you're right, every like almost decade, you kind of like pivot, or you just find new passions.
Yeah.
How do you feel like your path has led you here?
Yeah. I mean, having the enthusiasm for technology and rolling it out early, like I wanted to do something, I have idea overload. So sometimes it's reining
Yeah.
myself in, like, am I going to do bachelor parties? What am I going to do with
Yeah.
this thing? But I think I have wanderlust. I'm in my 50s. My kids are in their 20s.
Yep.
And I want to go places, and I want to create experiences from that. And now I can make it a business trip.
Yeah.
You can do it,
expense
right.
it all, right? And go see
Absolutely.
places, go see things, and find the stories.
Yeah.
And
Would you think of going out of Rhode Island too? And like
Yeah.
really,
planning that now. So,
Okay.
But there's so much work to do here. So
Right.
you-
Right. Well,
yeah.
there's just
I can't even imagine the
so
stories
much.
here.
Yeah.
I know.
I can't even imagine it.
My latest idea is to do like the artist in residence programs, like Rose Island has one, Block Island has one, and then
Very
create the
cool.
story of that place while I'm
very
there,
cool.
right? And
Yeah.
then stay on all the islands on the east coast of
Yeah,
the U.S.
that is such a that would be that would be such a cool thing
Brilliant.
to do. But it, truly, we say this probably almost every episode. Like sometimes we don't take advantage of all we
Right.
have at our
Yeah.
fingertips. So I love that this is kind of like a way to do that more so and be mindful about where we are. But what's kind of been your favorite part about all of this?
Oh, that's a good question. I think just being out in the world and learning myself. It's a way for me to learn, and then I can teach it. And so building community around, for example, the stories of the revolution, like the people who go to encampments are just so delighted that there's something new and innovative, and their reaction to it has been so joyful. And then the kids, like one girl said, I don't really like my history class, but it's like, I like the games. And I said, yeah, it's like putting zucchini in chocolate cake. You're going to get something good and you're going to enjoy it. So
It's so true. What a great analogy.
Actually, that is perfect. So if anyone's watching, all they would do now, you go to their phones and you find the app. Obviously it's FreshMaps.
The app is MoveGo. So the best thing to do is go to the website, freshmaps.us.
Yep.
And then find all the information there.
All the info's there, yeah.
Unbelievable.
And you can enter your email and get a free download and try it out.
Oh, awesome.
And, I think the one that I have right now is the East Greenwich Varnum House,
Nice.
Which was General James Mitchell Varnum, who between the ages of 20 and 40 did all of this stuff, and they died so young.
I know, they did die
Crazy.
right.
They were founding fathers that people don't really know about because they died so young. But
I love that you're
that's the
bringing
free
these
one.
stories to life.
Yeah.
The stories that that will get lost unless they're brought back to life, and that's what you're doing.
yeah, thanks.
Oh, Michelle, thanks so much for stopping by and
Such a great
sharing more
idea.
about this. So great, and it's been great seeing your journey too. It's unbelievable. So
Yeah.
appreciate you coming.
Love being here with you guys.
Oh,
Thank you
thank
so much.
you. Thank you for
Absolutely.
coming.
And we'll have all the information too right over at Spotlight New England. But for now, stick around because we have more coming.
Welcome back to Spotlight New England. You may have been seeing this make the rounds either on social media or on our own broadcasts here at WPRI 12. And it really just was a story that kind of touched me and stood out and, broke through the noise. So
It did.
It's a local, I believe he's 3 years old.
Yes, he's around. I think he is 3.
His name is Maverick. So he's been spending time at Hasbro Hospital. And they look out the window there, he and his mom.
Yep.
And, you can see the Washington Bridge and the
All that
traffic.
traffic.
And you know how we all are,
all
dealing
in
with
thick of
that,
it.
complaining about it, hating it.
Yep.
And so they're in the hospital and they're looking out the window at this traffic and they made a video.
Yeah.
And here's what happened.
Anything worse?
Yeah,
Oh, you can? What?
I did that.
What is the main message that you want people to kind of take away when they see the video?
Definitely to just slow down, try to change your perspective in life, because that's like the most powerful thing we can do to be happy in situations that really aren't great.
I mean,
Cute little boy.
if that is in perspective for you.
I know, it's true. It's
Right
true.
there.
And they said that he actually ended up going home, which was so good to hear too.
Here's what happened. He actually went home last night, and you know that they do the big good night
yes.
lights thing on Wednesday nights. And I know people who take part in it actually on a weekly basis, but they had like an extra big one last night.
Did they really?
For him. I was just talking about it. It's just very
Oh.
sweet. So he did go home last night, and they had the whole big good night lights for him.
Oh, I'm so glad.
In honor
Oh my
of that.
gosh.
And, those are the types of things you do like to see go viral for,
Mm-hmm.
the right reasons, because there's so much that we're all inundated with every day.
Yep.
Good, bad, funny,
Yep.
silly,
Yeah.
serious. And it really helps to just keep a perspective on life
Yeah,
of when
absolutely.
you're sitting in traffic. I mean, like his mom, Maverick's mom said,
Yeah.
we all get it. The traffic sucks.
Right. No one
But-
likes it. No one wants it.
When you're sitting in the traffic,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And what? Like she said in an interview, I kind of would like to be back in the traffic.
Right. Oh my God. Yes.
Given
Yes.
a choice
Yes.
between the two.
Well,
so,
I told you when I did that on the Glimmer of Hope fashion show, they had these beautiful gift bags for the little kids that were walking, and they're all survivors. And I remember saying to the mom, "Oh my gosh, like these bags are so beautiful." The mom was like, "I know, it's a great bag." And then she grabbed it, and I told her, she turned around and looked at me, and she goes, "But I wish I didn't have to grab this bag for my daughter." And it just put it into perspective. Like here, and mom was just being honest and raw in that moment. Like she wishes she didn't have to be in this situation for this gift bag.
Yeah.
But here she is, and it did put things into perspective for
does.
me. It shifted. It was like, you know what? She's right.
it does.
You know?
So there's your
That was
perspective.
a feel-good viral moment,
Perspective
right?
for the day, and he went home. Congratulations, Maverick, on that.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us today on Spotlight New England. We'll see you next time.